The Tower of Babel is one of the most enigmatic and intriguing stories in the Bible, offering a rich tapestry of themes about pride, unity, and the nature of human communication. Located in the Old Testament, specifically in the book of Genesis, chapter 11, this narrative has captivated and challenged scholars, theologians, and readers for centuries. The historical and cultural context. To understand the depth of the story of the Tower of Babel, it is crucial to delve into the historical and cultural context of the time. After the flood, when Noah and his family emerged from the ark and repopulate the earth, humanity was once again unified. They shared a common language and lived in harmony, which facilitated cooperation and mutual understanding. The plain of Shinar, located in the region of Mesopotamia, roughly corresponding to modern-day Iraq, became the center of human activity during this period. The Tower Project. The story begins with a group of Noah's descendants who, in their quest for stability and greatness, decided to build a city with a tower that reached to the heavens. This project had a twofold ambition: first, to establish a lasting name for themselves so that they would not be scattered across the face of the earth; second, to challenge divine order and assert human superiority over the natural limits imposed by God. The tower was more than a physical structure, it was a symbol of humanity's attempt to achieve divine status and assert itself against divine orders. To build it, the inhabitants of the plain of Shinar used bricks and asphalt, a technique that was advanced for the time. The work was meticulous and continuous, with the workers collaborating synergistically. The tower's grandeur represented not only technical skill but also humanity's pride and ambition. The construction of the tower was an attempt to create a structure that challenged God himself, who, in the builder's view, seemed distant and uninterested in human achievements. Divine intervention. In the face of this attempt at self-assertion, God watched what was happening with growing concern. The Bible describes the divine response with straightforward simplicity: God came down to see the city and the tower that humans were building. In his wisdom, God recognized that if this unity and ambition were not stopped, humanity could turn even further against his designs and achieve what was beyond his plan for creation. So God decided to intervene directly. He confused the language of the builders, causing them to become incapable of understanding one another. What had once been fluid communication and efficient collaboration turned into absolute chaos. The sound of the workers' voices, which had once been harmonious, became a jumble of incomprehensible languages, resulting in a frenzy of incomprehension and frustration. The impact of the confusion. The impact of the confusion of languages was immediate and devastating. Construction on the tower came to an abrupt halt, and the workers, unable to coordinate their efforts, began to scatter. The city and the tower, which had symbolized humanity's collective ambition, were left unfinished, a monument to failed pride and the attempt to overstep God's bounds. The resulting dispersion was not only physical but also cultural and linguistic. Groups of people scattered to different parts of the world, forming new nations and cultures, each with its own language and traditions. The Tower of Babel became a symbol of how trying to defy divine commands can lead to unexpected and rich diversity rather than the desired unity. Lessons from the Tower of Babel. The story of the Tower of Babel offers several profound and lasting lessons. First, it serves as a warning about pride and the attempt to overstep natural and divine boundaries. The building of the tower represents humanity's unbridled ambition and attempt to attain the status of God. Divine intervention in confusing languages and scattering people shows that there are limits to what humanity can achieve on its own, especially when it acts with pride and disregard for divine commands. Second, the diversity that results from the confusion of languages and dispersion is a testament to the complexity and beauty of the human experience. The multiplicity of cultures and languages that emerged from this event is a reflection of humanity's creativity and adaptability. Although the attempt to build the tower was interrupted, the cultural diversity that emerged is a form of richness and complexity that enriches the human experience. Finally, the Tower of Babel is a reminder of the importance of humility and respect for the limits set by God. The story highlights that no matter how great our achievements, there is a higher order that should not be challenged. Rather than trying to attain divine status, humanity is called to recognize and respect the limits and orders established, living with humility and gratitude. Conclusion. The Tower of Babel is not just an ancient narrative, but a story rich in meaning and timeless lessons. It challenges us to reflect on our own projects and ambitions, to recognize and respect the limits that are imposed by a greater order, and to value the diversity and complexity that emerge from human experiences. The unfinished tower, with its symbolism of pride and failure, stands as an eternal reminder of the quest for greatness and the limits of the human condition.